What up, bitches? Hi guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today's video, girl. We're going to be talking all about Spider-Man No Way Home. I know it's everywhere, it's on the internet, it's everywhere, like people have seen it, people are talking about it. Listen, obviously, okay, before we even get into it, I'm going to give you the non-spoiler review for those who want to know how good the movie is without being spoiled. But then we'll get into the big spoiler review. There probably will be spoilers in the comments below, so if you don't want to get spoiled or you haven't seen the movie yet, don't read the comments yet, because I feel like there probably will be a couple of spoilers, big spoilers, so like, good luck. But yeah, there will be spoilers, obviously, I just said that, but like, I feel like if I don't say it enough times, if I say it enough time, maybe people will be like, okay. But the non-spoiler review of Spider-Man No Way Home is, it is the best Spider-Man movie. It is the best way to end the Homecoming trilogy. Like, Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie is the best way to end it. It is personally one of my favorite Spider-Man movies of all time. It's literally up there. Like, this movie is literally one of my top Spider-Man movies of all time. Like, and it's not even a joke. It is the best movie to end the trilogy. Tom's performance in this movie. Oh my god. Tom's performance. Heartbreaking. I never want to see my son like that again. Oh my gosh. The cinematography. Doctor Strange's Mirrorverse. Everything about MJ, Zendaya, everyone in this film did freaking fantastic. The music, the score, the villains. Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Took me right back to Spider-Man 1. Like, Tobey Spider-Man. Like, took me right back there. William plays the best Green Goblin. What do you say? What do you say? Having the villains return was insane. It is such... I don't even know what to say without spoiling too much about the movie, but obviously this is the non-spoiler part. But if you haven't seen this movie, I've waited to do this video of the week after it came out, so everyone's gone opening weekend, so I think majority of people have seen it. But like, if you haven't, you will be spoiled, because I've seen clips on TikTok, on YouTube, I've seen things everywhere. Like, if you haven't muted like the hashtags and the word Spider-Man or whatever, you know how you can mute words on Twitter or something? Like, seriously, you need to stay off social media, and I'm telling you, you need to stay spoiler-free until you see this movie. Because yeah, it's nice to know some spoilers, but like, the reactions in this, the audience reactions, is worth it. Is worth it. So, to sum up my non-spoiler, best way to end the trilogy is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies of all time. And if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. I know it's like the hype is like, I feel like everybody on my timeline over the last like 3 or 4 days has seen this movie, or are going to see this movie. It is all over my social media. It's everywhere. I logged on TikTok after it came out on Thursday, and it was everywhere. I couldn't avoid it. I was like, this is why you need to stay away from unless you are the person who wants to be spoiled, then go for it. Good luck. It's all you. But then don't spoil it for somebody else, But guys, when I tell you, this movie was like a fever dream. So, okay. 5 stars. If you do it out of 5 stars, 5 out of 5. This movie is 5 out of 5. I definitely recommend it. If you are a Spider-Man fan, obviously, why would you? If you aren't, then why are you watching this? But maybe you just want to hear me talk. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But if you're a Spider-Man fan, you will absolutely adore this film. Alfred and William and Jamie Foxx, it pays tribute to all of that, and it's nice that Tom's Homecoming trilogy pays tribute to the other Spider-Man films that came before it. It's nice. It's nice. So it was nice to get a little bit of a throwback with the villains. But yeah, what do you mean to say, man? What do you want me to say? I can go on about this movie for ages. Now, from this point forward, there will be spoilers. There will be big spoilers if you... Oh, no, I did that. So if you haven't watched the movie yet, this is where it ends. This is where it ends. Spoilers incoming. Okay, listen, guys. Y'all know. The audience react. So I went to the premiere in Melbourne, the Spider-Man premiere in Melbourne on Tuesday night. It was like the 14th of December. So I got to see it before it actually came out a couple of days earlier. And when I tell you, well, obviously the cinema was packed, obviously. There was so many people. And when I tell you, the audience was vibing. And one of my favorite things about going to Marvel movies is that I love hearing the audience reactions, because, like, it's, you know, why I watch reaction videos or whatever, because, like, you want to see how people react, and, like, watching it for the first time isn't enough. You need to see it at least another two times, because the first time, it blew my mind. Watching the movie for the very first time blew my entire mind. I was sitting there like, what the hell? My friend next to me is like, this is it. This movie has everything. I don't know how anybody can hate this movie. Okay? Because you're unliving. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself if you say you hate this movie. Like, there were at least 1, 2, 3, about 4, 5, like, maybe 4. 3 or 4, like, big cheers. Like, everyone's screaming in the cinema. Well, obviously. I mean, if you know, you know. Okay, let's just get into it, shall we? Why am I avoiding it? Well, we're gonna spoil it anyways. Spoilers! When Andrew and Toby are in this movie. It is confirmed. Obviously, it's been everywhere. But this is the thing. It's been speculated for God knows how many months. Almost by me the whole year. I don't know. But, like, their appearances in the film has poor Andrew. Every single interview this man did, he was asked about Spider-Man No Way Home. Even though when he was about his Tick Tick Boom movie on Netflix, I think it was. Was it Netflix? His other movie, they were still asking about Spider-Man. This man is tired of getting asked the same question. And I know they have to ask whatever. But Andrew's acting to, like, you know, he was really convincing saying he's not in the movie. He's so convincing. We're now watching interviews of him denying he's in the movie. It's so funny because, like, he's such a great actor. And it's like, holy shit, like, this man's lying to us. Like, this man, I felt bad for him. Everyone hounded this poor man, asking if he was in this damn movie. Nobody asked Toby. It was like, everyone was asking Andrew. But let me tell you, the audience reaction when Andrew appeared on the screen was something. I think it was like a spiritual experience. And even when I saw it a second time, again, the cinema was screaming. Like, that hasn't happened to me since Endgame. I'm pretty sure Endgame. Yeah, when I got, like, genuine big reactions, it was Endgame. But, like, this one was the best cinema experience I've ever had. And I know some people don't like when people go all crazy in the cinema, but I personally do. You know, I personally do. And, like, we all cheered and we were kind of quiet and down so we can hear what they were saying and stuff. But it was when Ned goes to open up the portal and then, like, there's, like, a Spider-Man in there. And, like, everyone was like, oh, like, we weren't sure, but we were like, it has to be. Like, it has to be. It was like, everyone was like, the anticipation. It was like, everyone's like gasping, like, oh my god, like, everyone's getting ready to scream because they know it's either Andrew or Toby, like, they know. And, like, with me, I was really trying to not get my hopes up because I know that it was confirmed that they weren't in it. But, like, I'm like, they have to be. Like, they have to be in it. But I'm like, the off chance that they're not, I don't want to be disappointed. So I was just, like, really just trying to not think about that. But then as soon as that happened, I was like, it has to be Andrew or Toby. Like, it has to be. Like, it just has to. It's impossible if it isn't. And, you know, Spider-Man came out of the portal, and everyone's like, oh! Like, everyone's like, is this, like, for real? Like, it's happening in front of you, but you don't believe it? Because how the fuck? Like, you know, you're watching it, but at the same time, you're just like, how the hell this isn't real? Like, it was literally a fever dream, and then he took his mask off, and it's Andrew, and oh my god, I tell you, the audience was screaming, everyone was cheering. I was like, my friend, like, holding each other's hands, like, what the because I love Andrew. You know, I love him so much. He's so adorable. I love him. I'm in love with him. But seeing him on screen as Spider-Man again did something to me. It did something to me as a person. It did something to me, okay? It did something. I was just like, holy shit. Holy shit. And everyone was screaming, and I was like, okay, so then Toby has to be here. Because, like, if Andrew's there, Toby has to be. And then, obviously, when Ned opened up the other portal, and Toby came through the cinema again, screaming, crying, the laughs, the cheers, the, oh my god, the, you know, just, everyone was just screaming and cheering, and it was a religious experience. It was a religious experience, I'm telling you. And for me personally, I grew up with the Sam Raimi films, with Toby's films. That was the first one I watched, and I grew up with that. So seeing Toby, like, as Peter Parker again, was just, it was something else, man. Like, I was so shocked that they were both, and I loved Andrew's ones too, because I thought Andrew's Spider-Man films brought something different to the table that I really enjoyed. And I think I loved Andrew's Peter Parker more, I think. Or his version of him. But just seeing them, this doesn't matter anyways, but like, seeing Toby come back. And he's just the most adorable, like he's like, hi, like, he's so cute. And it's just, it was Peter, like, it was, I can't, man. I'm sorry, but like, even thinking about it now, it gives me chills. Like, I'm telling you, my entire TikTok is audience reactions to Spider-Man, to their entrances on the film. That's my entire For You page, and I'm not even mad about it, because I love seeing everybody screaming over it, because as they deserve. Especially that Andrew was jibbed of a third Spider-Man film, and he was finally, he's in his third Spider-Man film. Like, it's amazing, you know? The emotions, the whole cinema was just like, from that point on, it was just, no, it solidified as, holy shit, is this actually happening? It was fucking crazy. And obviously and then actually, no, the first meeting between Andrew and Toby Spider-Mans, it was just like, oh shit. It was an oh shit moment. And then again, when like Tom was there, you know, they went to Tom's Peter. Let me tell you, when May dying broke me. It broke my soul. I didn't expect her to die. But as soon as she said, with great power comes great responsibility, I knew. I was like, nah, man. And, Tom's crying face is not allowed to be a thing, because I felt personally attacked. He was crying, I was crying, I was just like, this man, he looked really hot. With the crying face. He has a really good crying face. But not the time to simp, but like, seriously. That scene, I was like, oh shit. Like, they really killed May off. They really killed Aunt May in front of me. It was sad as fuck, man. Like, it was devastating. Absolutely devastating. And okay, now I'm going backwards. But Green Goblin versus Tom's Spider-Man in the apartment, in Happy's apartment building, that fight scene, I fully believe William Dafoe is the best Green Goblin, and may I dare I say, outsold his performance in Spider-Man 1. His performance in this movie, oh my god, chilling. Nobody can play Green Goblin like my boy William can. Let me tell you. His performance of Green Goblin, of Norman, or Green Goblin, is scary. Like, he doesn't need any makeup or whatever. He's scary on his own. And that's what I loved about this movie also, is that we got rid of the Green Goblin mask, and I guess like they kind of did the Green Goblin costume more truer to the comics, I guess. And I loved that. Because, like, it was good to have, it was, you know, to throwback of the OG Green Goblin outfit in Spider-Man 1. Like, it was, and like, when the bomb, the pumpkin, what was it, the pumpkin bomb, whatever the fuck you call it, rolled out onto the bridge, and then, like, his laugh, ha ha ha, I can't do it. But everyone in the cinema was, like, started, yeah, like, they were cheering, because, like, you know, you get to see William Dafoe's Green Goblin again, that's, like, you know, iconic. And, like, obviously when he broke the mask, his own mask, and I'm like, oh, you really believe that he wanted to be good? And he was like, you know, because obviously his darker side, whatever, the Goblin side. But his performance as Green Goblin without the mask was chilling. The man actually scares me. Like, there are many villains that scare me, but he scares me. I was scared of Green Goblin in Spider-Man 1 when I was a kid. I was like, nah, he terrified me. And again, I was like, nah, man. Like, he's so good at it, at playing Green Goblin. The laugh he does when Peter's punching him, and like, I think he jumps on him and Peter's punch on me, you know, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is punching the shit out of him in the hallway of the hotel or the apartment building, and he's like laughing at him. And then the way he they break down all those floors, like it was brutal. It was such a brutal fight scene. I swear to God, it was a brutal as fuck fight scene. I wasn't ready for that. And obviously at the end of that, May dies, and especially with the Goblin. The thing with the hoverboard, whatever the fuck you call it. I'm sorry, my mind is everywhere. But his hoverboard, his Goblin thing, crashes into her. I'm like, shit, man. I really thought she was gonna be okay. And then she dies, and I was like, nah, man, that was the turning point. But you know, also what I really appreciated was the way that they did Peter's spider sense. Because like Tom, the way they portrayed the direction of it, and even Tom's acting in it, like you could tell something was wrong. Like his facial expressions. And, like, it was just, the way he did that, I don't know, the way it was the spider sense was directed was incredible. I was obsessed with it. He did it so, it was probably one of the best portrayal, no. The best, what am I trying to say? It was one of the best ways that I've seen the spider sense be portrayed on screen. Was like that. It was actually, it's kind of scary. It was like, because you knew, it was anticipating, because like, it was suspenseful because you knew something was wrong. Because you could see Peter knew something was wrong. But you didn't know what the fuck it was, and he's looking around and you're like, what the hell? Like, the vibe changed, and I loved how they did that. It was incredible. Seeing Doc Ock again was amazing. His fight with Peter on the bridge was everything. Electro, the Lizard, Sandman, all of them, it was just like, holy shit. Like, having them all it was a magical dream, I'm telling you. But back to what I was actually trying to say. Having the 3 Spider-Men. And, by the way, the chemistry between Toby, Andrew, and Tom need more of that. The conversations of them just chilling and, not chilling, but, you know, talking about the web fluid, how it's, because, you know, obviously Toby Spider-Man, it's in him. And the other two have, like, the web shooters. But, like, I love that whole conversation where there's, like, you have it, it's in your body. Like, Andrew is so funny. He's like, Peter 3. I love him. I'm sorry. I'm going everywhere. I'm literally, like, going back and forth in the movie. I'm so sorry. We haven't even spoken about Doctor Strange yet. Oh, my God. That Mirrorverse scene when they go into Doctor Strange's, you know, world. And, like, between him and him and Spider-Man, they're fighting over the cube. Hello? It was beautiful to see, actually. The way they did that was gorgeous. And I'm just like, is this real? Oh, man, I can't. There's nothing more I can say about this film is that I love this film so much. I watched it 3 times. I might go watch it again. I have no idea. But it was that good. And let me tell you my favorite, absolute favorite thing, and you know what I'm going to say, MJ's falling. So what happens if you guys are watching it anyways, but Green Goblin puts a bomb in the cube and the multiverse thing explodes, the multiverse is ripping open, MJ falls off the building, off the scaffolding, whatever you call it. She's falling. Tom's Spider-Man jumps down to go and save her. And even in the trailer, their hands are like he's about to catch her. But just at the last moment, Green Goblin smashes into Tom's Peter, pushes him away, takes him away, and she's still falling. And we predicted this. Andrew's Spider-Man jumps down and saves her. When I tell you, the theater was screaming. We were all cheering. I was crying. You know what it is? It's Andrew's crying face when he catches MJ, realizing he finally got his redemption because he couldn't catch Gwen in his movie, but he redeemed himself when he caught MJ, and his face, every time I saw it 3 times, every time I cried. Every single time I was crying. Like, his face... Andrew is so underrated, I'm telling you. His face when he called her, and he was like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, are you okay? And he's like about to cry because he knew that's how he lost Gwen. He could save MJ this time. I was done. I was done. This film really did that. They really did that. They really redeemed Andrew's Spider-Man. Like, they really did that. They gave him a little redemption arc for him. Oh, like, we all were theorizing what if. Because we didn't know that if Andrew and Toby were going to be in the film, it was like, I don't know. And that was so smart. That was so smart. That scene where all three of them were like, where you see in the trailer, Tom's Spider-Man going after all three, Sandman, Electro, and Lizard. And it's just him. They edited that shit out. They edited the other two out, which is smart. Because, like, obviously, you know, you can't ruin it. And I'm glad they didn't ruin it. But, like, it was just funny watching all the scenes that we thought were, like, oh, what if it's all three? And it's all three. Even when Andrew Spidey is, like, on the scaffolding and, like, chatting, that screenshot that was leaked. It was like, oh, like, that's the meme. Like, that's what got leaked. It was so funny. Because I'm like, ahaha, like, it's actually in the film. But having that scene where all three Spider-Men were, like, swinging around with each other. I think they were swinging off each other's webs, too. They were webbing each other's webs and stuff. And then they all land in that amazing, all the different poses. And they landed, Toby landed first, then Andrew, and then Tom. It was glorious. I could watch that scene. Inject it into my veins. Inject that entire movie. Oh my god. Having all three of them on the screen, like, they really did that. They really did that. And I'm so glad that it wasn't spoiled, because just hearing the audience reactions in general was amazing. It was such an experience. I've never been this hyped. I'm still, every single time I watch this film, or every time I did watch it, like, the first time, it was so much to process, because, like, when you watch a masterpiece, I'm going to call it a masterpiece, when you watch a masterpiece of a film, you sit there, and you're like, did that just happen? Your mind needs to process everything, because it's ridiculously insane. Like, all three Spider-Men are on your screen. How the fuck how am I calm? Like, I'm in shock. I'm in a state of shock watching it, because I'm just like, I don't believe it. This is everything we've all wanted. And it was literally the perfect way to celebrate all the Spider-Man films. It was amazing. And, like, Toby and Andrew got into their characters so well. It was like it never left. And the scene where Tom is fighting the Green Goblin, and, like, he's, like, gonna kill him because he killed May. He's, like, beating him down. And then Toby jumps in the way and, like, stops him from killing him with the hoverboard thing. The Goblin board. But what are we calling it? I don't know. Like, oh, and the cinema screaming when Goblin, like, stabs Toby's Spider-Man. I thought he was gonna die, because I remember seeing a theory, what if Toby's Spider-Man dies? The way everyone was like, oh, we all gasped. The whole theater gasped in shock. I'm like, if he dies, we're done. Like, we knew. Thank God he didn't. Oh, thank God. But that moment, you hear that stab, like, shocked. It was amazing! Don't. And then everyone had to forget Peter, because the only way to close the multiverse, you know, was for the original spell to happen, where everyone in the world forgets who Peter Parker is, including MJ and Ned and all the Avengers. And so, don't. I can't even. And someone said that the reason was, so at the end, Spider-Man, he says goodbye to everybody, whatever. And, like, he even goes to see MJ to kind of get her to remember who he is, and then he changes his mind. He's like, no, they're really happy without me. They're going to thrive on their own, like, it's going to be great, whatever. And then he makes a new Spidey suit. Because the nanotech, someone pointed this out I was, like, reading on Twitter. The reason why he builds he does it, creates a new Spider-Man suit, is because the nanotech doesn't recognize who he is, because he doesn't know who Peter Parker is anymore. That was the theory going around. I'm like, holy shit, that's so true. Like, it only recognizes Peter. No one knows who he is. It's not going to recognize him. Man, the emotions I went through in 2 hours and 20 minutes, I swear to God. And then you have the end credit scene. By the way, there are two. Stick to the end. The first mid-credit scene is Eddie Brock from Venom, Tom Hardy, King. Because obviously at the end of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, the mid-credit scene had Eddie and Venom going to Tom Holland's in the MCU universe. And everyone was like freaking out. It was like, oh my god, what the hell is this possible? And I was wondering, I'm like, will they actually would Venom appear? Like, I was wondering. And, you know, he came through to our universe, to the MCU universe. And he's drunk with him and Venom are drunk, whatever, at the bar, they're drunk. And the bartender's telling him all this stuff about, you know, the Avengers, and like Tony died, and there was Thanos, and blah, blah, blah. And then, at the end, Eddie and Venom leave back to their universe after, obviously, Doctor Strange would have fixed the spell, and, you know, everything is sealed back. So Eddie goes back to his own universe. But at the end, right as he leaves, there's a bit of the symbiote, the Venom, the black goo is left behind in the MCU. And it like moves, which means Venom could be coming. It's like a little teaser, which was very exciting. If there's more Spider-Man movies, I don't know. But I feel like it was a very, very, very smart way to incorporate that. Because obviously they will have to do a Venom, like, you know, Venom's a really popular villain. So like they'll have to do it somehow. And I'm so glad they did it with Sony's Venom. And like not like a random, like I'm glad that it was it worked. How they did it just made sense and it worked, and I loved it personally. I thought it was fantastic and so smart how they did that. It was amazing. And then at the last end credit scene was a little teaser trailer for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Hey Wanda, Queen icon. I'm so happy to have her back, listen. So that was amazing. But overall, guys, the movie No Way Home is one of the best Spider-Man movies I've ever watched. Is it one of the best MCU movies? I think so. Is it in my top 5 MCU movies? Yes. I actually got to do a ranking, I feel like, of my movies. If you guys want to see me do a video of my ranking, every MCU movie, I'll do it. But man, when I tell you this movie was a spiritual experience, when you got a good vibe, you know, theater, when the people are vibing in the theater, you know it's going to be good. When it's quiet, it's kind of like, but this movie, it's got to be hyped. You got to be hyped. And like, how much more hype can you get when you see Andrew and Toby and Tom all share the screen at the same time? It was literally a fan's dream, a Spider-Man fan's dream, literally. Like, I don't know what else to say. It was literally incredible. It was incredible! And again, the chemistry between all 3 Spider-Men, insane. They gelled so well. Their chemistry with each other was amazing. They gelled so well together. It was like they had known each other for years. I don't know that they're the same characters, like, obviously they get along. But it was nice. Because obviously Toby had his characteristics, Andrew had his characteristics, Tom had his, and then them all coordinating and working together. Like, that lab scene was so adorable. It was so nice seeing them all work together. It was a movie. Worth the wait. 100% worth the wait. I mean, seriously. Freaking fantastic. Man, I was thinking about this movie for ages. I mean, I told you, I walked out of the first time I watched it. I walked out of the movie, and I could not wait to see it again. And I had tickets booked for 2 days later. So I saw it Tuesday night, and I was going on Thursday night. And I'm like, I cannot wait. And obviously nobody had seen the movie yet online because it hadn't come out yet. And I was like, I need to talk to people about this. I need to speak to people. And then Thursday happened, and like my friends with me were watching it, and everyone was screaming. And oh man, what an experience. What an experience. Best thing I've ever watched. Best thing I've watched since Endgame, literally. Like, far out, it was incredible. I could go on. You know how I feel about it. Like, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 stars. Like, seriously, man. So incredible. So incredible, man. I was just so happy Andrew caught MJ. Oh my god, the fear. I was crying. Tears. There were tears. What have I missed? Jamie Foxx was brilliant as Electro. Love the new suit, you know. But, actually, you know what I really loved as well? I didn't even speak about this. Tom Spider-Man obviously wanted to cure all the villains. He's like, they all deserve second chances because, you know, that's what May's always taught him. And that's how he's grown up. You know, everyone deserves a second chance. And I absolutely loved that at the end of the day, because, yeah, he could have just sent them all back to their own universes, but, like, they were going back to die. And they were all infected. It wasn't really their fault because they got infected or something, you know, it was an accident and something happened to them and they became a villain or they became misunderstood, but like it wasn't their fault. Like it happened and like, you know, Peter wanted to save them all, and it was so noble of him, and like the plan it worked. Like they got to save all of them. Like it's, you know, obviously Octavius was, you know, his mind got taken over by the tentacles, like Green Goblin and the gas, like all of them. And they were going to go back to their own universes to die. And it's just like, why can't we just save them? I love that they saved all of them. Like, it was such a, for me, even though it was such a closure of all the movies. Like, I don't know, it was closure for, you know, Toby's movies, Andrew's movies. I don't know. It just felt like I had closure. It was weird. I don't know. But I love that they all got their second chance and they went back to their own universes, back to normal. It was amazing. It was amazing. I love what they did. Because we just thought, you know, oh yeah, they're the villains. They're going to come from the multiverse and attack Peter, try and kill him, and that's it. Then now, you know, that's it. But no, like, they were literally there to be saved. I loved it. I loved it! Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Oh! I didn't even mention the other surprise at the beginning of the film. Oh, the way I was about to end the video without even mentioning Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I did not even... Oh my god. I was so wrapped up in Toby and Andrew. How could we forget Matt Murdock, king, icon, appearing as their lawyer at the beginning of the film? It was theorized and it... Not leaked, but like... There were leaks that he was in it. That Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, was in it. And then I think Kevin Feige, like, confirmed that Charlie Cox would return as Daredevil in the MCU, but he didn't say how or when. But when he put his, you know, he walked in there, and everyone was like, oh, it was like, yes, like, it was like, oh, it was so good to have him back, man, because, like, I love Daredevil, right? It's like, it was so good to have him there, and, like, it would have grown to re-enter him into the MCU, you know? Amazing. And him grabbing that brick, legend. Oh, the brick came through the window. He, like, grabbed it. He's a really good lawyer. What can I say? Love his appearance. It was... And you would think that the movie would be, like, overcrowded with all these guest appearances and whatever. But no, it wasn't. It was done effortlessly. Like, it wasn't rushed. It ran smoothly. Like, it was literally... It was perfect. It was perfect. It wasn't even rushed. It was... Like, you're watching a masterpiece unfold before you. So it was a really great surprise to have Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox come back. It was great. It was great. So good. So good, man. I loved it. It was beautiful. Mwah. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. If I missed anything, I'm so sorry, but I am trying to, like, wrap my head around everything, but I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to talk about. But, no, seriously, and it was such an amazing film. 5 out of 5 stars, guys. Seriously, if you haven't seen it, watch it. If you have watched it and you made it to the end of the video, what are you thinking? What are your comments? What was your reaction when Toby and Andrew were on the screen? And, like, Matt Murdock? Well, give me your thoughts. I want to know your reactions. I want to know what you were thinking, like, how your cinema experience was. Tell me everything, because I need to know. So that was my spoiler review of Spider-Man No Way Home. What did you guys think? Obviously, comment below. And yeah, there'll be another video coming this week, but if you don't watch the other one, have a happy holidays. Merry Christmas for those who celebrate. And I'll see you guys again for another video. So thank you guys, and ciao for now. Bye, guys.